Spring 2025 is bringing with it a fresh wave of elegant, refined fashion designed specifically to uplift and celebrate plus-size women who prefer modest styles. This year, designers are turning their attention toward fluidity, grace, and expressive silhouettes that don't sacrifice comfort or confidence. As the industry shifts to become more inclusive and diverse, modest fashion is stepping into the spotlight. Not as a trend but as a movement that recognizes the beauty of coverage, structure, and elegance. In the vibrant world of fashion, modest dressing for plus-size women is no longer limited to boxy, shapeless garments. Instead, it now features dynamic cuts and beautiful drapery that embraces curves without clinging tightly or feeling restrictive. The spring season is especially exciting, with designers and retailers embracing materials that breathe, patterns that speak, and colors that uplift the mood. The atmosphere of spring always calls for renewal, and in 2025, that spirit of renewal is being interpreted through breezy fabrics, soft tailoring, and flowing garments that gently hug the body in all the right places. This season, the kaftan returns as a key player in spring wardrobes. No longer reserved for vacation wear, the kaftan in 2025 is regal, urban, and entirely wearable for day-to-day life. Designers are focusing on beautiful, breathable fabrics like muslin, cotton voile, and lightweight silk blends that move with the breeze and flow around the body like a second skin. With modest V-necks, long flowing sleeves, and structured seams under the bust, these new kaftans sculpt the body gently while remaining true to the principles of modest dressing. They come in solid jewel tones as well as prints that echo the season. Think garden blooms, soft watercolors, and abstract interpretations of nature. Embroidered hems and tassel ties add a personalized touch, while layering options allow for creative styling that remains effortless. Kimono dresses are also seeing a major revival. These pieces are inspired by traditional silhouettes but modernized with new proportions that are flattering for fuller figures. Soft belts made from matching fabric cinch gently at the waist without causing discomfort or bulging, offering shape and style in equal measure. The key to their appeal is their balance, draped enough to be forgiving, tailored enough to add polish. The modern kimono dress in spring 2025 plays with layering and coverage. Designers are creating styles with inner slips and double layers so women can wear them without feeling exposed. The sleeves remain wide and graceful, often cropped at the wrist to show off elegant bracelets or cuffs, which are another accessory trend rising this season. Another standout in the modest wardrobe this spring is the maxi dress. Floor grazing and floaty, the maxi dress of 2025 doesn't try to hide the body but rather highlights it in the most sophisticated way. These aren't the tight, bodycon maxis of seasons past. Instead, designers are embracing A-line silhouettes and empire waists that allow the fabric to fall cleanly from the bust downward. The result is a regal, elongated line that flatters plus-size women of all heights. Long-sleeved maxis with subtle gathers at the shoulder, covered buttons down the chest, or high-collar detailing offer interest without exposing skin. Some designs feature sheer overlayers that allow for subtle allure while maintaining coverage. Linen blends, crepe, and matte finish satins are favored materials, giving the dresses a structure that floats rather than clings. Prints in spring 2025 reflect the joy of the season with a modern twist. Designers are exploring botanical themes on a large scale, with oversized florals that make bold statements without overwhelming the figure. Watercolor-inspired designs in blush pink, cornflower blue, and lavender create a dreamy, romantic aura. There's a return to the classics too, polka dots in soft hues, vertical brushstroke stripes that elongate the body, and abstract geometrics that feel artistic and empowering. These prints are used not only on dresses but on matching long scarves, capes, and even gloves, allowing women to coordinate their modest look from head to toe. Sleeve design is a true focal point this spring, with emphasis placed on shape and volume. Designers are going for dramatic silhouettes with soft structure. Puff sleeves, bishop sleeves, and subtle balloon sleeves add romantic drama to even the simplest garments. In modest fashion, where so much of the body is covered, sleeve design becomes a place to express personality. These voluminous sleeves are paired with clean bodices and gently flared skirts to avoid overwhelming the figure. Shoulder gathers, covered buttons, and pleats at the cuff elevate the style while keeping it tasteful. Plus-size wearers benefit greatly from these proportions, which draw attention upward and balance the body harmoniously. Color plays a starring role in spring 2025's modest fashion for plus-size women. Gone are the days when darker shades were the only option. This spring, color is used as a tool for empowerment. There is a softness to the palette: mauve, dove gray, pale green and buttery yellow, combined with bold punctuations of ruby red, emerald and ultramarine. Color blocking is done with finesse, using wide panels of contrasting shades in garments like tunic dresses and layered robes. Designers are also embracing tone-on-tone dressing, creating monochrome outfits that feel modern, refined, and luxurious. Layering is another element designers are embracing with enthusiasm. Layering isn't just functional, it's a core aesthetic of modest fashion. Lightweight dusters and open-front robes made from sheer chiffon or cotton gauze are designed to be worn over matching base layers. These outer garments are styled with minimal fuss but maximum impact, often trailing behind slightly for a soft, floating effect. Designers are creating capsule collections with matching slip dresses, long tunics, and underlayers so plus-size women can mix and match easily while staying covered and cool. There's also a big shift towards sustainability in modest fashion for spring 2025. Consumers are more aware of how and where their clothing is made, and designers are responding. Natural fibers like organic cotton, tencel, and bamboo viscose are being used for their breathability and lower environmental impact. Many brands are adopting small batch manufacturing, fair labor practices, and transparent sourcing. This ethical approach is particularly meaningful for women who dress modestly as an expression of values. The alignment between ethical production and modest presentation creates a powerful sense of purpose and pride in what we wear. Accessories in spring 2025 are thoughtful and curated, enhancing the modest ensemble rather than overpowering it. Belts are soft and wide, often made from the same fabric as the garment itself, or replaced entirely with delicate sashes. Jewelry trends lean toward sculptural shapes and natural materials. Resin bangles, mother-of-pearl drop earrings, and beaded necklaces in earthy tones. Bags are structured yet soft-edged, often in coordinating fabric or in classic leather tones that pair easily with an entire wardrobe. Scarves are essential, not just as head coverings but as artistic pieces that bring texture and print into the outfit. Whether worn draped over the shoulder or tied around the neck, they complete the modest look beautifully. Footwear this season complements the softness of the overall aesthetic. Comfortable, low-heeled sandals with padded soles dominate the scene, often embellished with embroidery or beading that echoes the detailing of the garment. Modest wear isn't just about coverage, it's about balance, ease, and grace. Footwear is chosen with care, prioritizing support and simplicity. Mules, soft loafers, and slingback flats in nude or metallic tones give a touch of polish while allowing for hours of wear. Retailers and fashion houses alike are finally recognizing that plus-size women deserve options that are not only beautiful but dignified and fashionable. In recent years, the availability of modest fashion has expanded, but spring 2025 represents a turning point. This season is marked by creativity, not compromise. The cuts are considered. The fabrics are refined. The prints are intentional. Every piece is designed with the real woman in mind, her movement, her values, her lifestyle. She may be dressing for faith, personal preference, or simply a desire to feel elegant and put together. Whatever her reason, she now has an array of choices that affirm her beauty without asking her to shrink herself. More than anything, spring 2025's modest fashion landscape for plus-size women is about celebration. It's about celebrating softness and strength, tradition and innovation, beauty and simplicity. The garments being created today tell a story, not only of fashion but of identity, confidence, and quiet power. They reflect a world in which every woman, regardless of size, deserves to be seen, respected, and styled to perfection. The runways are making room for flowing fabrics and real figures. The racks are being filled with options that offer style and soul. And the future of modest plus-size fashion has never looked brighter.